So guys, I want to talk a little bit about the Banished and what they are. So the Banished are a new enemy faction that are going to be introduced in Halo Wars, and I want to talk a little bit about the potential future of the Halo series and what the Banished could have in store for us. So I told you guys in the last video that I was leaked the original script for Halo 5. Not script, but story, like plotline, and kind of a little, not detailed, but kind of like a vague, like this is where the story was originally going to go after Halo 5. And one of the things that I was told is that the Brutes were going to come back in Halo 6 as the main enemy faction that you fight. And so the Banished, what I'm assuming here is that what 343 is doing is this is a way that they're going to reintroduce the Brutes into the galaxy. So the idea is that Halo Wars 2 takes place after the events of Halo 5. The Spirit of Fire, which used their slip space drive to, destroy the Forerunner world and get away safely, they basically all went into sleep, and the Spirit of Fire drifted into space for years and years and years, and they've awoken orbiting the Ark that was destroyed in Halo 3, or not destroyed, but, heavily damaged. And so when they woke up, they found this new kind of Covenant faction called the Banished. And the Banished looks like they have a brute hierarchy in charge, and the main leader of the Banished is this brute named ATRIOX. Now, obviously, the Spirit of Fire and ATRIOX Banished are going to get into a war, and we're going to see how the story plays out. But what I'm assuming is going to happen after Halo Wars 2 is that, okay, so we know that in the Milky Way galaxy currently, Cortana has essentially taken over the galaxy. She's EMP'd, entire planets and systems. And so she's assuming direct control over the entire galaxy. I assume everybody's going to be placed under watch. It's almost going to be like there's curfews and stuff. Everything is monitored, and it's going to be very much like the entire galaxy is enslaved by her as she's enforcing her quote-quote peace. And so what I think is going to happen is, so Master Chief and his little band of resistance fighters, they look like at the end of Halo 5, they're all holding out on Sanghelios in hiding from Cortana's Guardians. And what I think is going to happen is that the Spirit of Fire is going to re-enter the Milky Way galaxy carrying all this Covenant War era equipment and stuff, basically the classic equipment that we used in Halos 1 through 3, because Cortana now pretty much has complete control over anything the UNSC are doing now, because everybody's enslaved, so they have no access to new ammunition, no new weapons, no new vehicles or anything. So what I think is going to happen is the Spirit of Fire is going to basically be their new arsenal. Like, it's like, guys, the Spirit of Fire is back, and holy crap, they have an entire army. Guys, we're good to go. We've got weapons. We can fight back. And what I also assume is going to happen is maybe Cortana is going to strike some kind of deal with ATRIOX of some kind, promising him riches or whatever. Like, I don't know. Now, I explained to you guys before that prior to Halo 5's release, there were multiple rewrites, and these rewrites were based off of fan feedback to the, Hunt the Truth trailers and Chief possibly being a traitor, as well as a response to, Cortana dying, bringing her back into the fold. And so there were a lot of rewrites that went on, and the story was essentially just rewritten into oblivion, but I don't see why they would scrap the concept of bringing the Brutes back. And in fact, now that the Covenant are completely abolished, like Jul 'Mdama's Covenant Remnant, now that they're completely done and just abolished and they've been obliterated on Sanghelios, there's no more Covenant, so it would make sense now that 343 is bringing in a new faction for us to fight, which are ATRIOX's Banished. Now, for all intents and purposes, they are the Covenant in the sense that there's going to be Jackals, there's going to be Brutes, there's going to be Grunts, there's going to be Elites, but Yeah, so this is basically what I'm expecting from the future of the franchise based on Halo Wars 2 and what we saw. And guys, I'm pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie. Halo 5 I was really excited for, and the story was so bad that it really felt like a punch to the stomach. And I became very disconnected from the Halo series afterwards. I could not care less about the story just because Halo 5's story was so shockingly bad to me. But Halo Wars 2, the things that it's setting up, I'm excited again. I'm actually excited about the Halo series again, and I want to see where this goes. Now, obviously, I hope that Halo 6 concludes this, stupid Cortana story arc. It makes no sense why she's evil and stuff from not only like a narrative standpoint, but also a character standpoint. But like I said, there were a few rewrites, so I can understand it in that regard. I still think it's stupid that Cortana had to be evil in Halo 5. But guys, I want to know what you think about ATRIOX and the Banished, and my theory on what we may see in the future of the Halo series. So guys, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.